All right, welcome back to the lab. Today we're talking about how do you get money for your business, and if you're going down that road, how to get the greatest amount of money for the least cost or for the least somebody else having control of your business. Like you've seen Shark Tank, right? I'll give you X amount of money for a certain percentage of your business. Well, you want a lot of money for a little bit of the business. So how do you create that? So here's what we've seen. First of all, understand that money doesn't solve problems. We've all heard this, but it's true. It's super true in all things, especially business. If you're using the money to try to figure out the business, usually what we see is that the business model ends up being dependent on money. and it's not a super savvy way about, there's not a lot of innovation. You end up having often a business with higher overhead and less profit, and it's dependent on that money all the time. And if you hit a bump on the road, well, you can easily have problems. Up the apple cart in your business, is in the dumps, and then you have to start from a whole new idea and go back to Shark Tank, I guess. But the businesses that you really see have huge value and a lot of interest in are those businesses that go about it a little bit differently before they ask for money. And they go about it like this. They go about it with a little more, instead of looking for resources right away, they look into resourcefulness. How can I be innovative? How can I set myself apart from the competition in a positive way that's super cheap so that all my sales come with very high profit? And so then if I hit a bump on the road, so I've been making money, so I've got probably a war chest of money. I'm still going to continue to do business forward. It's just not going to be as high profit. The apple cart isn't so tipped over because it was based on innovation and being resourceful. So if that's the basis of it, you can go back and retool and reformulate. It's going to be better. So now you go in front of the sharks and go, I've got all the stuff figured out. They barrage you with all the questions. They're going, man, they've got their stuff figured out. I'll give them a lot of money for very little. Or if you don't want to partner at all, you can go borrow money, and you've got people that will line up to loan you money because you're a low risk, and it doesn't cost you very much. And now you can expand if you need money. Often those resourceful businesses never need money. They don't need anybody's help. They don't need that additional component in their business. So how do you do that in the first place? Well, one is that, and write this down. First of all, just stop. The resourceful companies stop for a moment. They back up and they go, what do I really want to achieve here? Understand what it is that you want to do. And if you go, all right, how could you, let's say if you have an existing business, how could I double, I know it's a lot, how do I double my business without increasing cost? And you go, well, I couldn't do that. Well, hold on. If you did know, what would it be? And you go, okay, well, if I did, and you can come up with some things right now. If you ask yourself high quality questions, you'll get high quality answers. If you're a startup, you go, okay, how can I go about this? How could I start business right now and figure this out without it costing anything or very little? How could I make that work? What could I do? See, now resourcefulness kicks in. Instead of going, I'm just going to go get money and figure it out. Yeah, I don't know if you want that because the business ends up being less valuable than something that's built on resources. Couple things that you can do. There's a book called Guerrilla Marketing. This has been around forever, and I'm sure there's a newer version of it today. But I think it's guerrilla ideas. Another one, which you might be aware of, but get it. It's a book I wrote called Rewire: How to Grow Business in a Crazy World and Have a Great Time Doing It. It's a model. It's like when you get in the beginning, it's like, all right, that resourcefulness thinking, that take a step back. What are kinds of questions do you want to ask yourself? They're in here. And then what are the things that we've found on the cheap, not cheap like, not good, but inexpensive. So low cost, high profit, continue to make money business. How do I do it? Here's some things that we found. And then at the end of it, after you've figured it out for your business, feel free, go to the banks, go to the sharks, get all the money you need. Hope that helps. Talk to you soon.